In this video, I will give you some tips and tricks on how to make money with any type of laser engraver that fits every budget range. I will show you which type of laser is the best for a certain job and what kind of products you can make with each type of machine. I have tested all these machines and posted technical review videos for all of them. Check the links in the description. But in this video, I will focus more on the actual stuff that you can make with them. I will show you what you can make with diode laser engravers ranging from entry-level machines with the optical power output of 5 watts, all the way to 40-watt, state-of-the-art, octa-diode laser cutters. You will also see in which cases it is better to use a CO2 laser, and I will also show you the best ideas for engraving metals with a galvo fiber laser. I will also give you some tips on how to create professional-looking vector designs without any special knowledge of using complex graphical design software. So, fire up your laser and let's get started. How to make money with an entry-level machine. If you are just starting out, or you have a very limited budget, you may want to use a diode laser engraver with an optical power output of 5 watt. These machines cost around $200 to $250, depending on the amount of features they offer. I have reviewed a ton of them, and my favorite machines so far is the Sculpfun S9 and S30. Since it is not very powerful, it is more suited for engraving on wood and similar materials. I will not go in depth about what you can do with this machine since I have already made 2 videos showing off amazing stuff you can make with this machine. Laser engravers can engrave bitmap photos, but it takes a lot of time and effort to find the correct parameters and even more time to engrave it. This photo, for example, took me 20 hours to engrave. If you want to engrave an image from the internet, the best thing is to convert it into vector image. You can do this by importing it into free Inkscape software and use the trace bitmap function. It will create a vector image which is easy to engrave. You can engrave just the vector lines or set the desired fill pattern to make surfaces darker like I did here. You will end up with a very nice gift or an addition to a flower bouquet, or engrave it directly on a wooden product. Since these laser engraving machines are slow, especially at laser cutting, you need to focus on low volume production or preferably making one-off customized gifts and products that don't require a lot of laser cutting. And you want to make stuff that has a lot of added value so you can get money in quickly. Best is to work in your local environment making customized birthday and wedding gifts, or anniversary gifts for members of local association. The best is to engrave store-bought or handmade wooden items made by local woodworkers. I would not recommend using 5-watt machine for large cutting jobs like this drill sorting box, because it cuts it too slowly for making a good profit. Cutting things like this takes hours to complete. 5-watt diode laser engravers are affordable and easy to use. It can engrave a lot of materials, but its cutting abilities are not so good. It is a slow machine, not made for producing large quantities. Ideas for making money with a 10-watt laser engraver. Now you should have a feeling on what is possible to make with 5-watt laser, and you are probably asking yourself, how much better would a 10-watt dual diode laser engraver be? They cost in a range of $400 to $500, and in my opinion, they currently have the best price-performance ratio for starting out. With twice the power, you will be able to do everything that lower-powered machine can do, but you will be able to engrave and cut faster and thicker. This machine can reliably engrave directly on stainless steel, which is what previous machines struggled with. It also has a greatly improved X-axis mechanical gantry, which results in much more precise engravings compared to the cheaper machine. If you want a reliable supplier for high-quality American-made keychain blanks, you should definitely check out guys at Chewbarca.com. They are a great team of enthusiasts, and they produce all kinds of animal tags and keychain blanks. They also make metal business cards of different thicknesses, luggage tags, slide tags, bottle openers, golf divots, and much more. But more about them later in the video, where we will discuss fiber laser engravers. It also cuts leather much faster, and using its air assist, you get cleaner cuts. This logo was designed with Kittle Designer, but more on this later. More complex bitmap photos can also be converted into vectors, with just a few clicks. Thanks to its higher output power and better mechanical system, it can engrave at much higher speed, saving you a lot of time. 10-watt machine performs much better at laser cutting. It is much faster and produces cleaner-looking cuts. Great business idea for making money with a laser is making wooden wedding badges. People spare no expenses for a perfect wedding. Wooden badges are small and quick to engrave and cut. With the 10 watts of power, you can make a lot of them in a single day. Now let's see what can you do with a 20-watt laser engraver. Now it's time to get serious. 20-watt diode laser engravers have respectable cutting abilities. They cut soft poplar plywood like butter. A lot of power leaves very clean edges, without charred dust on them. This opens possibilities for cutting larger designs. For example, cutting my drill bit sorting box took more than 2 hours on my 5-watt SculptFun S9, but it takes just half an hour to cut it with the 20-watt S30 Pro Max machine. They can also cut thick plywood with respectable speed. This opens up a whole new world of possibilities. You can cut gear sprockets and interactive children toys. These machines can cut acrylics and EVA foam much faster. This makes them usable for cutting plastic parts from acrylic and foam in larger quantities, as lower-powered machines were too slow for that. Having a lot of power on disposal enables you to engrave difficult materials with high speed. Glass can be engraved if you paint it black, so the laser beam can work on the surface. The engraving is deep and permanent. Engraving on glass causes micro cracks on the surface, similar to sandblasting. It leaves a permanent engraving that will not wear off. No matter how much power it has, a diode laser engraver still can't engrave raw aluminum, brass, or copper. Using full power at low speed does not leave a single mark on this aluminum tag. Later in this video, I will show you a machine that can engrave this with ease. Since these higher-powered machines are able to cut very fast, you can buy an expansion kit for one or for both axes. This way you can engrave or cut very large designs. The expanded machine was too big for my small workshop, so I had to take it outside. You can also expand lower-powered machines, but with low amount of power, it will take a very long time to complete a job. Here I have cut a wall art out of thick paper. I bought this vector design on Etsy.com for a few dollars and it was cut out in just 10 minutes. 20-watt machines benefit a lot by using air assist. Their cutting abilities are very good, and using them you can produce large quantities of products at once. Making money with a laser machine like this is an easy task. You can find a lot of ready-made vector designs on Etsy.com or similar sites. You can still do one-off customized products that big players don't have time to deal with. By offering more customization options to clients, you can charge a lot for a single design. Are 40-watt diode laser cutters worth it? At the time of making this video, some 30 and 40-watt diode laser engravers are starting to emerge. I have tested the Xtool D1 Pro with its 40-watt module. And I will soon release a new review video of the newest SculptFun S30 Ultra, which has hexadiode laser module with a power output of 33 watts and a larger working surface area. These are serious laser cutters that almost rival the cutting performance of CO2 lasers. But they do one thing better than their CO2 counterparts, which is cutting very thick stuff. Their beam stays in focus for longer distance, which is great for cutting softer woods like pine and spruce. This machine has amazing performance at cutting very thick stuff. Less than a year ago, this would be called science fiction. Cutting colored acrylic is also very easy with this amount of power. These machines are rather expensive, but still cheaper than CO2 lasers. Compared to CO2 machines, diode lasers also require much less maintenance and their performance does not degrade over time. They are much lighter and portable, which is what CO2 lasers are definitely not, as we will see later in this video. With an engraving machine like this, you can also offer engraving services outdoors, on a popular tourist spot, engraving custom souvenirs to tourists in real time thanks to its speed. You can charge $10 for a custom pendant you make in just 1 minute. Now that is what we call a new age laser business niche. No one has thought of making money like this. Diode lasers do have some disadvantages too. No matter the power, they can't cut transparent and white plastics like CO2 lasers, because of the wavelength of the laser light that they use. And they can't mark other metals than stainless steel and titanium, which is what fiber lasers can do with ease, as we will see later. Making money with a CO2 laser cutter. CO2 lasers were around long before diode laser engraving machine came to be. They are considered the golden standard. The laser beam is produced with a vacuum tube which needs high voltage power and which also needs to be water cooled. This is why CO2 lasers are more complicated, larger, and more expensive. Entry range offers 40 to 50 watts of optical power output. CO2 laser tube is very large and it usually sits either stationary on the side of the machine or on the Y-axis gantry. The beam is directed into the cutting head with a set of mirrors. This means that the laser head can be very light and consequently these types of machines are able to engrave very fast. Cutting planar materials like wooden boards and acrylic plates is where CO2 lasers shine. They are excellent at cutting wood and acrylic, EVA foam, white foam for aircraft model making, and much more. One special thing that needs to be mentioned is that CO2 lasers can also cut and engrave plastics in foam in white and transparent colors, which is what diode lasers can't. They work equally well on any color of material. I got this illuminating stand for cheap from China. It is great for making custom illuminated displays. CO2 lasers are great for starting a solid laser cutting business. These machines are great for cutting stuff from planar materials of any color. They are always packed in an enclosure which enables easy ventilation of exhaust gases. There is no need of buying an external enclosure. One downside of CO2 lasers is that the beam is invisible, which makes it difficult to accurately position the design if you want to engrave on ready-made objects like wooden kitchen tools. Most CO2 lasers have a camera for positioning, but it is not always as accurate. Diode laser engravers are better in this respect. CO2 lasers are also not as good at engraving vector lines as diode lasers. CO2 lasers also cannot engrave metals effectively, but can remove paint and anodization very well. What about engraving on metal parts? One downside of a blue diode laser is its inability to mark raw metals other than stainless steel and titanium, since the blue light bounces off the metal surface like nothing happened. X-Tool has solved this with its infrared laser module. Instead of emitting 450 nanometers blue light, it emits 1064 nanometers infrared light. This is the same wavelength as the fiber lasers produce, which is the best for marking metal. This infrared module has only 2 watts of power, but it engraves metals like butter. It can engrave aluminum, brass, copper, stainless, titanium, gold, silver, chrome, and many more. Great for marking jewelry with amazing detail. Remember this black acrylic piece that I cut with the blue diode laser earlier in the video? The infrared laser module is also very good at engraving black acrylic, because it leaves a very visible and durable white markings that don't come off. The result is much better than with the diode module. If you want more speed, then look for galvo lasers. If you wish your infrared laser engraver would be faster, then you should look at a machine like Enjoywood M4. It is basically the X-Tool infrared module, paired to the galvo mirror system that directs the laser beam on a surface without using external moving parts. A machine like this is up to 100 times faster than conventional mechanical gantry-style machine. But it has one downside, and that is a very small working area of 7 centimeters square. This is why it is more suitable for making small marks like logos, QR codes on keychains and other small items. I have also used this machine for engraving custom characters on backlit laptop keyboard keys. The result is indistinguishable from the factory engraving. If you want more power, you would need a fiber laser. It is a similar type of machine, but it uses a different type of laser source. Here I use my engraving-able, which is a 20-watt fiber laser. The laser beam is pulsed with a very high frequency, and these individual pulses can reach more than 500 times higher energy levels. This is why it can vaporize metals instantly and produce deep and durable engravings in a blink of an eye. Compared to Enjoywood M4, the engravings are much deeper and the machine is much faster. Fiber lasers have a very tightly focused laser beam, and you can use it to engrave very detailed engravings on very small keychains and animal tags. Varying the power, speed, and frequency settings can produce different looking output: dark, light, polished, or matte. Here I used a different setting for making a darker engraving. With some more tweaking, a completely black color is also achievable. You can change the appearance of the engraving just by tweaking the speed, power, and frequency. Because I am very bad at graphical design, I use Kittle Designer a lot for making professional looking stuff for engraving. It offers a ton of different templates grouped in categories for logos, labels, t-shirts, posters, cards, and social media. You can also make your own design from scratch. Using it is simple, and it offers a lot of customization. You can export the designs as photo or as vector designs, which are preferred for engraving. Here I engraved a metal business card. A fiber laser can engrave with a very high speed and incredible precision. Because of the incredible speed these machines can achieve, they are excellent for engraving logos, barcodes, signatures, and serial numbers on metal and plastic tools or other products. Software also supports auto-increasing serial numbers or engraving predetermined text sequence from a CSV file. But you can learn more about this in my full review of the engraving-able. As you have seen in my full review video, by using a rotary system you can engrave on stainless cups or engrave on metallic rings. With a machine like this, it is possible to engrave very detailed designs and very small text with amazing precision. You can also use it to clean coins and remove rust. You can engrave very dark logo on stainless tools. Since this machine has a lot of power, it can also remove a lot of material. Here I set up a lot of cutting and cleanup passes on this brass plate, and it removed a lot of material. The resulting engraving was very deep and good looking. Thanks to fiber laser's incredible speed, you can engrave hundreds or even thousands of parts per day. That could easily equate to several $100s per day. Great way to make money. If you want a reliable supplier for high-quality, American-made keychain blanks, you should definitely check out guys at Chewbarca.com. They produce all kinds of animal tags and keychain blanks. They also make metal business cards of different thicknesses, luggage tags, slide tags, bottle openers, golf divots, and much more. They also supply all the necessary accessories. Definitely check them out, they are an amazing team of enthusiasts. If you email them and say that I sent you, they will give you $25 of free credit so you can order some samples right away. If we compare the engraving quality of the card engraved with fiber laser to the one I made with diode laser earlier in the video, we can see that fiber laser can produce finer details and better looking finished product in this application. Here is another tag I made for my mother's dog using a fiber laser. Making stuff like this is an amazing business idea, and you can sell them locally or over the internet. You should now have a clear picture of what tools you need to make your ideas come to life. If you want to learn more about the laser engravers that I used in this video, check out my full review videos. Links in the description. Please leave a like and subscribe for more.